Do you ever set goals and then not achieve it? Well, I have more times than I dare admit. Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about how are we going to get a better chance of meeting the goals that we have set. Hi, I'm Melvyn. Thank you for joining me for another video today. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to increase your chance of achieving the goals that you have set. Now, we all set goals, and this being the second month in February in 2017, I'm sure many of you have been setting goals for 2017. How many of those goals have been achieved? Well, I've set a couple. One have already been achieved. I'm still working on the rest. Now, how do I increase my odds of achieving the goals? Now, I have a system that I've been teaching the schools for years in Singapore, and I'm sharing it with you today. Now, the system is actually very simple. When you set goals, you need to think of goals as three parts. What do I mean by that? Well, think of it as a be, have, do, and I call it a be, have, do framework. Now, what it means, for example, let's take a look at your goals. Some of you would have goals that, I want to buy a car, or I want to have $1 million, or I want to be able to have 10,000 followers on Twitter, or Instagram, or Snapchat, whatever. Yeah, that is a goal. And then you work towards that goal. Now, before you head on down and start working on a goal, I'd like you to think of it this way. Well, this is what I call a have goal. I want to have a car. I want to have $1 million. I want to have 1,000 or 10,000 Twitter followers, for example. That is a have goal. Now, the next thing you want to do is to ask yourself, when I have this goal, what would it be for me? What would it do for me? What does it mean? So, for example, you may say, well, if I have $1 million, then I will be a millionaire, which is true. Yeah, or if I have $1 million, I will be happy. If I have a new car, then I will be happy. If I have a new car, then I will be satisfied. All right, so you want to think of what are the be aspect of it. So think of it as, when I have this day, what would I be? I will be happy. I will be a millionaire. I will be what? Now, take note that at this point in time, we are just taking one step higher and say that if you have this item, how would you feel? What would you be? And that being is actually your identity. So, for example, you may say that I want to be a millionaire, or I want to be a wealthy person. So, what must I have in order to be a wealthy person? Well, I must have $1 million. So, actually, what you want is not the $1 million. What you want is to be wealthy. So, for example, I want to weigh, which is a have goal. I want to weigh a certain weight. I want to weigh, 70 kg, for example. Now, what does it mean when you weigh 70 kg? It means that I will be healthy. I will be an energetic person. So the point I want to make here is that once you figure out your be aspect of your goals, you would then be able to leave that first. So before you go work on wanting to have $1 million, you have to work on being wealthy. So what are some of the attributes or behaviors of a wealthy person? So for example, a wealthy person would not be spending money they do not have. That's for one. A wealthy person is someone who spends less than what he earns. A wealthy person would invest whatever he saves in a mechanism or in an instrument that generates more wealth. So if you want to have $1 million, before you go out and work on having that $1 million, first work on your being. So start with the identity and then work downwards. And so in the next episode, we'll talk about the do part, all right? What must you do? So first, write down what's your goal, Okay, whatever that goal is, and say that what do you want to have, and then once you've done that, woke up and say that what would I be when I have that, and so write it down, and then that have that for you. So then tomorrow in the next video we will talk about the do part, which is the approach that you would take to achieve your goal. Thank you, and this is Melvyn Tan asking you the question: does the money stop the moment you stop working? If the answer is yes, join me and design a business that sets you free.